So how old was I when I started a family? It's a fantastic question. Here's the answer. I got married in my third year of university when I was about 20 years old. That same year, just before I turned 21, I had my first child. And I had 3 children by the age of 25. One at 21, one at 23, and one at 25. I completed my undergraduate degree by the time I was 25. My marks weren't good enough to get into medical school at that point in time, so I went back. Instead of doing a gap year, I did a master's program for 2 years. That took me to the age of 25, and then I applied to medical school. Didn't get in the first time, but I applied to teachers college as a backup. So I did teachers college for 1 year, and then I reapplied to medicine, and I got in the second time. So during our undergraduate degrees, we were both full-time students, and we couldn't afford babysitters, so we arranged our schedule so that when she was in class, I would look after the kids, and when I was in class, she would look after the kids. But when I became a graduate student, my wife stopped going to school full-time at that point, and she was able to stay home to look after the kids. So I was a full-time student, she was a part-time student, and this continued on through teachers college. When I got into medical school, my wife stopped going to school, and she stayed at home full-time with the kids for the 4 years that I was in medical school. And then when I started my residency program, my wife started going back to school again. So needless to say, it was hella busy while I was doing my undergraduate, graduate, teacher college, and medical school. It was really busy time in our lives, but somehow we made it work. And believe it or not, we did this with little familial support because the schools where we went to were in different cities than the cities where we grew up. So although our families, we're tight with our families and our families are very supportive, they were not in the same city in order to give us a hand. So we really had to be creative and figure out really ingenious ways to look after the kids while we were going to school. So having kids while you're a student is certainly tough, but believe me, it is doable.